I would love it if you could get your head in the camera. I feel like I'm missing some faces here. Get your camera on if it's not on. And that reminds me of a little attendance thing I want to tell you about. So again, get your head where I can see it. I'm looking at your ceiling. I have no idea if you're there. It's becoming a little bit of an issue because either people turn their cameras off and then I can't see if you're there, or I'm looking at the ceiling and I can't see you're there. So here's the deal. I have been taking attendance at the beginning of the period, and then I notice that people taper off or turn off their cameras, and then they're not there when I call on them. So here's how I'm going to resolve that issue, okay? So from now on, I will still take attendance at the beginning of the class. But if I call on you sometime during the period and you are not there, then I'm marking you absent, because that means maybe you signed on and left, or I don't even know. So try not to be like super hardcore about that, but I just need to make sure you're there. So again, just make sure your camera's on, make sure I can see your face in the screen. And then when I call on you, make sure you answer. If you are having a computer problem, and I know a couple of you are, that's fine. You send me a message and then I know. And then still though, if I call on you, like if I was like, Tegan, are you there?
Yes,
Tegan
I
would
am.
unmute and say, sorry, I was talking. I know.
Oh yeah, I'm here.
Right. So then he's fine. Okay. But you see what I'm getting at, because people are disappearing on me. So please keep that in mind so you don't get yourself marked absent. Okay. Otherwise, we have a big review day today of kind of one of the most important things that we can review. All right. We're going to make sure we know how to conjugate regular, present tense, AR, ER, and IR verbs. All right. This is like the backbone of everything. So if you are awesome on this, great. Just get a quick little refresh and check in. If you're like, this is one of those things you don't want to miss. Okay. So you got to get your focus hat on and make sure you're paying attention, make sure you're taking good notes, because like I said, this is kind of the backbone of everything. It's like in math, if you never learn how to add, once you get to like algebra, you're in trouble, right? So it's the same type of thing. This is kind of where we're at, but we're just going to build and build and build. And we're going to be looking at all these irregulars, and we're going to look at the past tense. And if you don't understand present tense and simple, like basic stuff, you're going to have a super hard time keeping up. So I'm not trying to be scary at all. I'm just trying to get you to focus. And this is, important. Es importante. All right. So, all right, here's what's going to happen. I am going to show you where to go, and then I'm going to pause for a minute so that you can get there. If you want to print something, you can. If you're able to, I would like you to. Otherwise, you can figure out how you're going to take these notes. So go to my current lesson if you're not already there. Okay, I'll screen share with you in case you want to look with me. So current lesson, excuse me. So look at repaso, here we are, the AR, ER, IR present tense verbs. So this is the document that I need you to have. So you click on it, and if you are able to print it, I literally want you to walk away and go print that. Okay, if you are not able to print that, you have two choices. Hopefully you can save it somewhere, like to a Google Doc or your desktop. I don't know what kind of device you're on. And then you can actually just type on here with us. If that can't happen either for whatever reason, then I need you to get a piece of paper, and I just need you to basically like make yourself, I think there's 6 of these boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these boxes. All right. So like get a piece of paper and make a little box, put a line in the middle, put 2 lines across. So you have a little place to review pronouns. Now, if you're writing it out by hand, I want you to copy the pronouns the first time. You don't have to copy them in every box because they're the same, right? The yo always comes first, the to always comes second, etc. All right. So I'm giving you a minute to sort out how you're going to do this so that we can all go through this together. All right. If you have a question on anything, put it in the chat box. Otherwise, I'm looking at the clock and I'm giving you 1 minute to go print or go save this somewhere or go get some paper and start drawing some boxes. Okay, so I am sharing again. and we are going to kind of talk through this together. And I'm actually going to put up a PowerPoint in a minute to help you fill in some blanks. So let me just refresh you on where you should be here. And that is at this top part, you're writing the pronouns in English. Here, you're trying to write what they mean, hablar, comer, escribir, and then you're actually starting to conjugate the verbs. And we'll talk about what conjugating verbs means here in a minute. All right, so let's start with yo, tú, él, ella, usted. These are what we call our singular pronouns because they only refer to one person. Abdullah, would you like to talk us through the singular pronouns?
For hablar, yo
Mhm.
would
Oh, no, actually, stop. Wait, not hablar. I just want to know, like, what does yo mean? What does tú mean? Can you do those?
oh like yo means like I.
Mm-hmm.
Tú
Tú means?
you,
Mm-hmm.
and then la usted is like for singular like he or she.
Uh-huh. You know what usted is?
They.
Not they.
Uh,
You can
yeah.
pass it if you're not sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, pass it, listen, and I'll put up, I'll show you the answer here in a minute. Make sure you get it. Who knows what usted is? Can anybody explain usted? It's a little bit of a tricky thing. What is usted?
Is it you all?
Yeah, sorry, I just can't keep up. Who said that?
Me, Vanessa.
Yeah, Vanessa. Okay, yes. So you're close. Actually, ustedes is you all. I'll give you a point for trying. You're real close. Who else? Somebody that hasn't, I know I see a couple hands, but you guys just went. Anybody hasn't gone yet? Think you have a guess? Morgan, what are you thinking?
It's you formal.
Okay, it means you if you're being formal. All right, so I'll give you an example of that in a minute. Let me go through the other side and then I'll put up my my screen here. All right, somebody want to try the plural ones? You can skip vosotros if you're not sure. Somebody want to do nosotros, ellos, ellas, and ustedes? Sylvia.
Okay, nosotros is we,
Mhm.
vosotros is y'all, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then ellos and ellas is they, just in female and male pronouns.
Mhm.
And then ustedes is you informal, right?
You were all good till there.
Okay.
Ustedes is for a group. Here, I'm trying to pull up my here. Ustedes is for a group, right? So here, let me show you here. And it's hard because these are like the little details that you probably did a long time ago, but I want to make sure we're cleaned up so that we have them now. All right, so I'm going to share my PowerPoint with you, which I am. And so here's what I will expect you to have. All right, so we've got yo is I, tú is you, and you can go ahead and put the words informal. If that's confusing to you, it's when you're talking to your friends or family. So if you want to actually write the words friends and family here, if that'll help you, do that. Okay. And I always point out tú does have an accent on it. I'll tell you about accent marks here later in the period, how you do those. But you have to try your best to put the accent on it because without the accent, it means your, and with the accent, it means you. So you just try your best to make sure you get that on there. Same thing with L. L has an accent, it's he. L doesn't have an accent, it's the. So again, always try your best to get that accent on there. Then we have ella is she. Then we have, here's this usted is you formal. So basically if you talk to an adult, all right? So you're like, oh, Ms. Silverly, how are you? ¿Cómo está usted? You're gonna use the usted form. Nosotros, we said is we. Vosotros, go ahead and jot down. It means you all. And the issue is that they really use that more in certain parts of Spain. And then also, I guess, in certain parts of like Latin America, but not very many. So it's not very common here. So I always like present it, but I don't expect you to like be quizzed over it. Sorry, I don't know what happened to my L's there. Those should say ellos and ellas. I keep meaning to fix that. Is they. And then here's the ustedes. It's you all. Like if you guys were in class and I was talking to you in Spanish, I often would use the ustedes form because I'm talking to the big group. Okay, so I give you a second to make sure you've got all of those perfect. All right, these are your notes. I cannot give them to you. I cannot check to make sure you're copying them down correctly. So this is on you to make sure that you are doing that, because I would hate for you to have notes that are not correct. So please, please, please make sure you're careful copying. All right, wave at me if you still need this screen. Everybody got this one? Okay, see a couple people waving at me, so I'm gonna talk about hablar without showing it yet, which is fine. Okay, so just listen as you're looking. So now we're gonna go on to our first verb. Hablar represents any regular AR verb, okay? Again, here's where you're super focused, especially if verbs and sentences have never gone well for you. Okay, now is your time, right now. Listen, focus, focus. Okay, so you have a verb like hablar, okay? Then you have what's called an ending and you have a stem. So first thing is we need to figure out what is the ending and what is the stem. So could somebody raise your hand if you're with me here? Tell me what the ending of hablar is. It's basically the part we're gonna get rid of in a minute. Deja?
AR.
AR. So we're gonna drop the AR. We're gonna be left with what we call the stem, okay? That's everything but the AR. So in this case, what is my stem? What is my stem in this case? Who's paying attention? What is my stem for hablar? Just said, Deja just said it's everything but the ending. So what's left? Yes, Tegan, was that you?
Yeah, it was.
I know, it always throws me off when I can't see hands. Okay, ab would be correct. So every form starts with ab. Then you just add your new endings. How do you know your endings? You have to memorize them. You have to. Okay? All right, I'm assuming we're good with this screen now. I'm gonna pull up hablar. All right, so look what I've done here. First of all, right, to talk or to speak at the top. Okay, again, I'm not there hovering over you. You gotta make sure you're getting these details. Then you will notice my stems are in black. Habla, 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 habla. I purposely did the endings in a different color. If you have a different color, if you have a highlighter, if you have a different colored pen or a pencil or a marker, okay, I want you to underline these endings. I want you to circle these endings. I want you to highlight it on the computer, circle it, do whatever you can so that these endings stand out to you. You have to know o, as, a, amos, the ice is optional, and on. All right, so in your head, I don't know, as soon as possible, if these are not easy for you, you have to memorize them. O, as, a, amos, on. O, as, a, amos, on. It's gonna make your life so much easier. And what that tells you, because they always go in the same order. We always present them in the same order. So if you know the yo form is first, the yo form ends with o. The tu form is second, the tu form ends with as. El, en, usted all have the same ending a. Nosotros ends with amos, and ellos and ellas and ustedes ends with on. For every regular AR verb, which is most of them. Okay? All right. So you're getting those down, and I'm going to start talking about ER verbs before we put up the next slide. So help me out here. What would the ending that I would drop on comer be? Sam, what would the ending on comer that I would drop be? Where's that?
On what?
Say that again.
Wait, on what? Which
So
word?
comer, it's the next verb that I'm about to give you. What is the ending that we're going to drop when we conjugate it?
ER.
Yes, perfect. Okay, so we're dropping the ER. So what are we left with? Jalen, what's our stem for comer going to be?
For which one?
For comer, the next verb we're about to do. If we drop the ER, what are we left with?
Como?
Not O, get rid of the O, just the first three letters. So we have what?
Just comb?
Comb. So every single form is going to start with comb. Every single form starts with COM. Perfect. Okay, so now we have a new set of endings. Instead of o, as, a, amos, on, it's a really simple switch. We take out the A's for o, as, a, amos, on. And what am I putting in Mayana?
Which one?
For an ER verb, I'm going to take out the A's from o, as, a, amos, on. And what letter am I going to put in for my new endings? I'll give you a hint. With the AR verbs, we used A. So now that they're ER verbs, we're going to use
Oh.
take a guess. It's a vowel. For AR verbs, we use the A. So for ER verbs, we're going to use an
E.
yeah, E. Okay. So last question before I show the slide is, somebody want to tell me real quick, what does comer mean? Trying to get to people. I still have a few people I haven't gotten a point yet because this class is so big. Naya, what's comer mean?
It's in my notes.
If you don't know it, I can come back to you for another one.
I'm not sure.
Okay, we'll come back to you. Be ready for another question. How about, all right, Noah, what's comer mean?
To eat.
To eat. Good. All right, so now let me finally show you my slide. I assume you're done with the other one by now. All right, let me get rid of that. Boop. Okay, so here we are. Double check your work here. So we've got comer, to eat. Again, instead of o, as, a, amos, ais, and on, we have taken out the A's, like Bayana said, and we put in an E. So again, once you get this formula, it flows, but you've got to get the formula, okay? So then we have O, S, A, amos, ace, N. So again, double check, make sure you spelled everything perfectly. It will be terrible if you are studying from notes that are not correct, okay? Again, if you have the opportunity to underline or highlight something at the end in a different color, do that so they stand out to you, okay? All right, so I'll leave that up for a minute. Let's chat again about IR verbs. So, IR verbs. All right, Naya, I'm coming back for you. So this time, what's our ending that we're gonna drop, Naya?
For which one? Yo?
For, well, just for any IR verb. Like I think I gave you escribir. So what are we gonna drop to conjugate this verb? What's the ending that we're gonna drop?
That's good. Wait, it'd be to write.
It is to write, good. Okay, so let me give you a hint. For AR verbs, we drop the AR. For ER verbs, we drop the ER. So for IR verbs, what are we gonna drop?
The IR.
The IR, perfect. Okay, so we get rid of the IR verb, the IR ending. We're left with the stem, right? And Jacob, what's our stem this time?
Hold on. Sorry, I was doing the notes.
No worries, no worries. So I said for escribir, what's our stem?
Is it IR?
Okay, we've gotten rid of the IR, so what's left?
B?
Yes, give me the whole beginning of the word.
Oh, okay. Escribe.
Perfect. Okay, so we've got escribe. So every single form starts with escribe. Then we have our IR endings, which are super similar to our ER endings. There is one difference, actually technically two, but only one you need to worry about. What is the one difference between ER and IR that I have to make sure I catch? What's the one ending that's different? I'll take a hand here if we got one. Nora, what's the ending that's different?
No sotros.
No sotros, correct. All right, so I'm gonna pop it up now. Hopefully you've had enough time here to take a look at ERs. And here we go. So we said escribir is to write. Check your endings. They should all be the same as ER, O-S-A and N, except for these two. So instead of the amos, we have emos, and instead of the EIS, ace, we have ease. So just make sure you copy those endings carefully. And again, highlight them, underline them, circle them, do what you can do so that they stand out, all right? So in summary, you had to memorize O, as, a, amos, on from AR. Then to get from AR to ER, you simply took out the A's and put in E's. Then to get from ER to IR, They're all the same except for nosotros and vosotros. Okay, if you get this pattern, your life is going to be so much easier. Okay, because these are kind of basic ones. We're going to start as soon as we start chapter 1, then we start going through all the irregulars, right? And those are just based on this, but there's an extra step. So I want to make sure you're feeling great about these. All right, I think I threw one extra irregular verb on the bottom, only because we just studied it for like the last 2 weeks. So let's talk about the verb ser real quick. Can you tell me what it means, Zion?
Well, you said what word?
At the very bottom, ser.
To be.
Good, to be. And let's see, who have I not heard from? I've almost made the rounds. Delia. What can you tell me about ser? Can you give me a couple of the forms of ser?
The forms.
Not like yo, what? They say I am. Yo,
I am. Wait.
the yo form of ser. Yo,
Soy.
there it is. You got the next one, two.
Erase.
And L-A-O instead?
S.
Perfect. All right, I'll let you off the hook. Am I saying your name right? Is it Delia?
It's Delia.
Delia. Yeah. All right. We're going to keep working on it. I'm going to get there eventually.
All right.
Okay. Keep correcting me, please. Okay. So what are the last two forms? Last two forms. I'll take any volunteer that hasn't gone yet today now. I've made my rounds. Everybody at least has a point. What are the last two forms of ser? Just had a quiz over it. I know you know this. Victoria.
Nosotros
Nosotros.
somos, and vosotros sois, and then I think that's how you say it. Ustedes son.
Perfecto. There they are. Soy, eres, es, somos, soy, son. All right, so double check your work here and make sure you are solid. And then we're going to do one quick practice that we'll start out together. So if you have all this and you're good, then I would like you to head to your textbook. And I'm going to pull it up in just a second. I'm giving you 30 seconds to finish copying this. So go to Pearson. Go to your portal, go to Pearson, go to that Savas Realize button, go to classes, and you should see a little textbook assignment. I think it's Actividad 14, number 14. Go ahead and click on that. Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing this so I can share that.
The one with the due date of the 23rd.
Sure. Oh, maybe. Yeah, I mean, I figured we kind of do it together right now, but I probably gave you till Monday or to finish it. But yeah, I mean, it's short. You should be able to take care of it right now. Kind of an in-class thing. Okay, so let me share with you and we'll go through a couple of these together. Yeah, I kind of felt like this was just classwork. This shouldn't really have to be homework or anything. So let's just do it together and get her done. All right, so for you, you went to classes, but I'm gonna go to browse so I can pull it up. And okay, so look, this is what you should be looking at if you are with me on the textbook. So it's a little grammar review. Look, if you miss something or you forget something, look right here. You have ER, IR, and AR verbs. These are all verbs from your vocab list. And here is our actividad, all right? So it says, a Claudia le gusta pasar tiempo con sus amigos. Lee la descripción y completa su historia con la forma apropiada de cada verbo. All right? So what's the gist of the directions? What are we doing here? Probably work it out just by looking at it. I'm not looking at you. Do I need to call in someone?
Fill in the blank.
Go ahead, Quentin. What? Was that you, Quentin?
Fill in the blank.
Yeah, fill in the blank with the conjugated verb. All right. We're going to do a couple together, and then I'm going to tell you how to do an accent mark because one of these won't take it. If they're actually, let's just do that one. So you're gonna look, you got nosotros, you got vivir. I'm not gonna do that one for you. You fill it in right there, okay? Most of them are pretty clear. Los sábados por la mañana, yo blank, okay? And if there's no change of subject here, then you stick with the yo, all right? So you find the subject, you find the subject. Let's go down, we're gonna do this one together because this one requires an accent. And I wanna make sure you know how to do that. Actually, I don't even know. I looked up how to do it. Hopefully it'll work on your Chromebook. So look at this one. Mis amigos, my friends. So you can do the first one. They skateboard and they ski. So we need the they form of ski. It has a random accent. I would never expect you to know this, but the computer will count it wrong if you don't put it in. So somebody raise your hand real quick. Tell me what would you think the they form of ski is? They ski would look like what? Looking for a hand, looking for a hand. They ski. Abdullah.
Esquiron.
Uh-huh. Okay. So we drop the AR. We have our stem. Oops. What's in here? All right. ESQU. All right. So really it would be that. It will not take that because it has a random accent on the I. So here's what you need to do. The way you do it is different than me. I believe you guys have to try this and tell me because I just looked it up. There is an Alt key on the right-hand side of your keyboard. Hold down the Alt key and press the I, and it should give you an accent. All right, the way I do it is different. That's the way you should do it. So you should have this. All right, so again, I'll say it one more time. There's an Alt key on the right-hand side of your keyboard. Hold that down and press the I. Give me a thumbs up if that worked for you. Did you get a little accent on your I? Uh-oh, not seeing any thumbs up. Dalia did. Did I say it right, Dalia?
Nothing happens.
Nice.
For me.
Okay, so that's what you need to do. That's the only random one that has a random accent. I would never expect you to know that one, okay? But in order for it to count it right, you got to do that. Okay, so I would love it if you would fill those out real quick.
It's not working.
Who said it's not working?
Quentin.
Okay, Quentin. So, okay, do you see the Alt button?
Yeah, when I
Okay.
press it and like hold it down, nothing pops up.
Nothing. Okay, you just hold it down and press the I at the same time and then let go, and the I should have an accent.
No, nothing.
No? I'm seeing some head shaking. How many people did it successfully?
My like page won't even load. Like it just has like this like bar with like the line like going through it.
Oh, well, that doesn't help us, does it?
Mine is not showing up either. Mine says no assignments in the thing.
Oh, okay. How many people are with me? You can see the assignment. Okay. How many people could get the little I with the accent? A few. Okay. Let's not worry about the I with the accent. Okay. I don't care about that. If it counts that one wrong, I will go back and count that one right. If you are able to do this assignment, do it. If not, I don't know. Why don't you just try and jot down the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that you can see in my screen right now. And it'll just have to be enough for right now. All right, so give me nosotros vivir, yo correr, montar en bicicleta. Give me montar down here and give me layer right there. All right, so I'm pausing for like, I don't know, 2, 3 minutes. See if you can't fill those in. If that accent doesn't work, you know you have it right. It's just the accent. Don't stress about it. Oh, technology, it's great when it works.
Should I just like email you the answers in Canvas? Cause like it still is like loading. Like
Sure. Yeah, that was you, Nora. Or you know what, honestly,
Yeah.
since we've had this conversation, you're good. I'm checking you off right now. But if you want to email them to me, I can check them. I guess we could do that. Okay, if anybody else's is just totally not loading, yeah, just let me know. Put it in the chat and I'll look at it. If you want to text me the answers, just message me the answers and I can check them for you. All right, I'm gonna give you like 1 more minute and then I want to explain your homework. It is not due Monday. I'm making it due Tuesday. So you can choose to do it over the weekend or not, but I wanna make sure you know what it is. And then you can go finish this or work on that or take 5 more minutes to do what you need to do.
The eye thing didn't work for me.
So weird. I don't know. Okay, I'm not gonna sweat it. For some reason, it didn't seem to work for most of you, so it must be a Chromebook thing. So at least we tried. Okay, just so I can get the gist, can you wave at me if you're done with this activity? You done? Done. Okay, checking my other screen. It looks like most of us are done. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. If you are not done, I just want you to kind of pause on it so I can tell you about your homework. And then you can always come back and finish it, all right? I am gonna stop sharing this though. So hopefully you maybe got it if your thing wasn't loading. Message me if there's a problem with that. Okay, so I'm just gonna pull up your daily assignment here. Get there, sorry. Okay, I'm almost there. All right, so give me like 1 minute of your attention here so I can explain to you this homework. Like I said, it is due Monday night at midnight, so that gives you Monday if you don't want to deal with it over the weekend. Here's what I'm looking for. 10 frases originales con vocabulario de tu lista y verbos diferentes de tu lista. All right, I am looking for 10 original sentences using your vocab. So I want you focused on using your vocab. The more you use it, the better you know it. All right, and I want each sentence to have at least 1 vocab word in it, and I want it to each have a different verb. Now your verb can be vocab because there's tons of verbs on your vocab list. All right, I want to see that you can write a very simple sentence. No Google translating, okay? If the expression is play the guitar, I want to see that you can conjugate that verb and tell me I play the guitar, or my friends play the guitar, or my mom plays the guitar. All right, I want a simple sentence. So I need 10 of those using your vocab. I'm going to check that each one has some kind of vocab word in it, a different verb, and it's conjugated correctly, okay? So it's either in the I form or the you form or the he form. Use a variety of verbs, use a variety of forms, use a variety of vocab. Simple sentences, okay? You can submit them here. You can either type directly on there or you can type them somewhere else and upload them. Okay, so if you know what you're doing, if you finish that little in-class assignment and you missed the accent, but you're good, you understand your homework, you're welcome to hasta luego. Have a great weekend. If you have a question about something, stick around and feel free to ask me. Okay, have a good one. Hasta luego.
Miss